Hi everyone, I'm Kate Hausman from the Delaware Highlands Conservancy, and today I am visiting the Forest Reserve at Smallwood along with my Conservancy coworker Nicole, who's conducting our annual monitoring visit here at our conservation easement property. And while I'm assisting her, we're going to be walking around and I'm going to be talking about different kinds of forest habitat and different sort of animal signs that you might see while you're out in the woods. So thanks for coming along with us, and stay tuned for some cool finds. So the Smallwood property that we're at today is really interesting because it's got a mix of so many different kinds of wildlife habitat. There's mixed hardwoods, there's your coniferous zones, and then there's also this really great wetland area. And even just since I've been sitting here and observing, I've seen a couple different frogs hop across, and you can hear those birds. So I'm just going to be quiet for a second and let you guys hear the sounds of the wetland. So this is another really cool find when you're talking about wildlife habitat. This is evidence of a beaver trying to chew this tree. Now the interesting thing about beavers is that they really prefer softer woods, so they like aspen, willow, birch. When they start to move on to those bigger deciduous trees, like this one here, which I think was actually a black cherry tree, and your pine trees, that's when they've sort of depleted their preferred diet in their environment, and that's usually when beavers will start to move out of an area, when they've eaten all of their favorite trees. So you can see here that marshy kind of wetland area that we were looking at before really opens up here into be a nice sized body of water. Really beautiful, really clean water, and this is great habitat for all different kinds of animals. You've got your amphibians like your frogs and your salamanders. Reptiles, I'm sure there's lots of turtles in this water. We know we saw signs of beaver, could be some muskrat here as well, but really just a beautiful area. You can hear the birds chirping, and this wetland area is one of the reasons why the Delaware Highlands Conservancy sought to help protect this property, because this is a really valuable natural resource. So Nicole and I have just come across a section of the trail here where it's kind of washed out, so while we're finding our way around, I noticed that there's lots of animal footprints. So I'm gonna get down closer to a couple of them here. We see very familiar over here is our white-tailed deer, kind of that two-prong. You can see the line in between the hooves there. But then over here we have one of my favorite animals, which is the raccoon. Kind of looks like a little baby human hand. And then over here we have a canine track. Now these are always kind of harder to determine because there are so many people that walk their dogs here, but based on the depth of those claw marks, I'd say there's a decent chance that that could be from a coyote. Usually when people have a domestic dog, their nails are maintained and clipped and taken care of, versus your coyotes, who obviously are not having their nails done by anybody, they just wear naturally. They're usually a little bit longer and leave a deeper indentation in the muck or the mud. So when we talk about wildlife habitat, it can really be any part of the forest, whether it's living or non-living. So here we have a pretty gigantic dead tree, and along the bark of the tree there we can see some woodpecker holes, which we know woodpeckers are looking for insects that live inside of these dead trees. But even more interesting, and I'm going to get in closer here, is that inside of this cavity we can see there's definitely a pile of nesting material. Now this could be used at this level. I sort of think that maybe it fell down from the top, and that could be made by any number of species. There's lots of different cavity nesters, birds and mammals. So most common are probably going to be your squirrels and raccoons, but this could also be from owls or a duck. It's hard to say. I'm not going to stick my fingers in there because I don't want to get any ticks, but definitely a really cool find here, and a very impressive dead tree. So Nicole and I are wrapping things up here at the Smallwood Forest Reserve. We walked some of the approximately 134 acres here, and I wanted to leave you with a shot of mini falls in the background. So this is a really beautiful spot. Thanks for coming with us.
Bye.